Welcome back to another video, Masters. If you are new to this channel, I just want to let you know that you are the master of your reality. I am the master of my reality, and in this video I wanted to give everyone a quick crypto update. There's some important things happening in the market right now I wanted to make you guys aware of. We are really at a decision point for this market, it seems like. So we're going to get into that, the critical moment that this market is at. We're going to talk a little bit about some numbers, some gains, some interesting stuff I've found with the 5.3 theory, as well as looking at the numbers for Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, just taking a look at that and seeing what makes sense and what absolutely makes no sense. And then at the end of this video, we're going to touch on some amazing opportunities I'm going to share with y'all right now. Of course, nothing in this video is financial advice or investment advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research and make your own investment choices. Remember, no one has more incentive to protect and grow your wealth than you do. You are the master of your reality, and finance is just one aspect of it. So, without further ado, let's jump into the video. We're going to be starting off with the Bitcoin chart here. First, I want to point out that Bitcoin has been in this trading range for over 100 days, 115 days now. So, it's really time for it to make some kind of decision. Are we going to go higher? Are we going to go lower? Is the top in this $73,800-ish mark right here for Bitcoin? Could that be the top? Maybe, but it's really time for Bitcoin to decide, this whole market really to decide what it wants to do. And so if you look at my chart here, we're really we're getting wedged up between this super important blue trading channel, which we'll look at deeper in a second. And then we have this trend line here that I've drawn that we keep getting rejected at. We've gotten rejected from it basically 4 times now. And then this intersection is coming up at the end of July. I guess we could, range in here until the end of July, but usually that's not how these wedges play out. They usually break out of the wedge pattern 75% of the way through, and we're basically there. So it really is kind of time to expect this market to do something, to make up its mind what it wants to do. As you can see here, we keep getting rejected at this trend line, and we've recently came down to this blue trading channel. And so far we're holding it, only with a couple daily candles here. Alright, so as you can see, when we zoom out, we look at all the times Bitcoin has interacted with this blue trading channel, you'll see it's very important. So this was our low this cycle. This 15,000 ish zone is where we bounced from. So that's where this thing starts. We rise above it, find support there at the middle, this middle point of there, and then we run up. We back test the middle again, right here. All right, we keep going here, and then we finally fall through it, and then we stay below it for a few months. And then we trade within it for almost like 2 months. We were trading within this blue trend line, and then we finally broke out. Support, went within it, couldn't hold it, broke through, turned into resistance, and then we flipped it and just had this crazy rally up to the current all-time high, 73K. And so most recently we have we got really close to back testing it, but not quite. But recently, yesterday, we did officially back test this blue trading channel. So the question is, can we hold it? And obviously, if we start trading within this channel here, that opens up the possibility for us breaking down to the downside out of the channel. But until we start trading within it, that's not a possibility. We'll just have to wait and see what the market does. But I just wanted to let y'all know the importance of this blue trend channel here. All right, obviously the 236 fib level here is the really important one, but if we do cross into this blue trend line, this yellow line right here is going to be really important to hold. So just keep that in mind. I am giving more weight on this blue trend channel here just because of how well Bitcoin's interacted in the past with it, as I've shown you. If we do lose this support, right, this blue channel support as well as this yellow support, let's say we even cross below the 236, this would be something really that would be different, you know. But as I've shown in my previous videos on Bitcoin, we are doing many things that are different from past cycles. Check out the video Bitcoin has never done this before for an in-depth look at, you know, many things that Bitcoin has never done before in a cycle that it's doing this cycle. I really do think this time is different, and you know, we are at a critical moment for crypto as a whole. It really seems like when you really zoom out and look at the macro, the big picture on the world stage, you know, it seems like this market's about to evolve, and that governments and financial institutions are on the verge of adopting this technology to solve the problems that we have in our financial system today. So if you're not familiar with my crypto outlook, my past videos, you know, this is a fraudulent market that we have right now. It's manipulated with Tether. You know, the things that are at the top 1 and 2 by market cap don't really make sense why they're there. And we're seeing, you know, mainstream media have you look at one set of assets while they refuse to really even talk about this other set of assets that are actually, you know, doing deals, making partnerships. The technology actually works. You know, they don't look at that stuff. It's like, look here, don't look there. You know, they're pointing everyone at this fraudulent market right now. And so, you know, that kind of tells me that we are nearing the end of it. And, you know, this 5.3 theory, which I have made many videos about, you know, supports that idea. And to me, everything makes sense right now. Unfortunately, I think that most investors in crypto right now are more confused than they've ever been before. I think we've reached mass confusion in this market right now. A lot of things don't make sense. And, you know, I think the reason why is because we are witnessing the end of this fraudulent market. Guys, this entire market's about a shift. All right, we're going to a market that's going to be driven, the speculation, there's always going to be speculation, right? But the speculation is now going to be driven by utility, by these assets actually being bought because they need to be used by governments, by financial institutions, enterprises. You know, that's who who's going to bring the real money in this market. And, you know, it's shifting to that market driven by utility from this market we have now, which is just, you know, driven by speculation. It's pure speculation. The speculation we see in the market is not fueled, you know, by adoption and utility. It's fueled by speculation. Everyone's still speculating right now which coins are going to be the most successful, and that shows by the market cap ranking, right? That shows that the overall, right, including retail investors, that's where the money is right now. People are putting their bets in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think that will change. I think we will see a restructuring of this market and new leaders by market cap take the throne. And we see this 5.3 rule suggesting that. All right. So if you're not familiar with the 5.3 rule, please go back and watch my videos giving the in-depth explanation of this rule. All right. Now, the reason I say that the market is really at a decision point is because we are now moving past this this intersection right here. We've been past it for a while, but why this intersection is important? You see these two lines right here. This purple line is at 83,000. Okay, that is the anomaly of the 5.3 rule. So let me explain. If Bitcoin is to break above 83,000, that will be an anomaly in this 5.3 rule. All right. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go back and watch the previous 5.3 rule video. Now, this pink ascending trend line goes back to the two previous tops, roughly, right? And so I was thinking, well, we could have a triple top for Bitcoin, right? If it lines up with this trend line. But I mean, I can move this trend line like that, and there's your triple top. So, that's why you never use trend lines as absolute. But that becomes much more unlikely now that we are past this intersection with the 5.3 rule anomaly. The largest discrepancy in what the 5.3 rule predicted and what Bitcoin actually did was 8%. Now that was to the downside, right? That was the last cycle. Bitcoin, it was 8% lower than what the 5.3 rule had predicted. Okay, now this would be an 8% discrepancy to the upside. So I gave as much, leeway and room for error as I could. All right, so if we do go above 83K, that really would be an anomaly, something that Bitcoin has never done before with this 5.3 rule. And keep in mind, this 5.3 rule has predicted to 95% accuracy Bitcoin's tops cycle after cycle since the inception of Bitcoin. That's why I give it so much weight, so much importance. You can't make this stuff up. It's in the charts, okay? To kind of wrap all this up, all right? I know it's been a lot, but to kind of wrap all this up, right? We're at a very critical moment for Bitcoin right now, okay? It's testing this blue trend channel. If we do break into this blue trend channel, it becomes more likely that we could break out of it. And if we do break out of it, then it becomes even more likely that the top is in at 73,800. So now I know a lot of you are probably thinking, well, if the top's in and Bitcoin does break, through this channel, that's going to be like a pretty bad crash, right? And I've already gone through the levels to the downside of what is possible. And yes, that would be a bad crash. And, that's kind of where we're at right now. We just don't know how bad the death of the fraudulent market can get, right? We don't know that, guys. Hopefully, it's not that bad. And, we don't see a Tether implosion. If Tether gets wiped out, guys, this market is really going to tank. All right. So hopefully we don't see that, because I'm sure, like me, many of you are already positioned in this market, right? And, you only have so much dry powder left to buy the dip. So, we'll see how much of a dip we can get. I do have my limit orders set, and not for Bitcoin, by the way, for, cryptos that actually have utility. But we're really at a critical moment in this market where it feels like there is a massive shift that is right around the corner. And so we'll see how this video ages. Keep in mind, if we do break above this pink trend line here, that makes it more likely that we could continue a little bit higher. And so later in the video, we're going to talk a little bit about if this 5.3 rule, really does continue to play out, even after this cycle, where is Bitcoin going the next cycle? And it really is amazing to me that not more people are talking about this 5.3 rule. It seems like it's literally just me and Crypto Crew University. And shout out to him, right, for discovering it. But, when you see something that is it is coded into Bitcoin's price action since inception. All right, cycle after cycle, Bitcoin has the gains Bitcoin has experienced. Each cycle has diminished at a rate of 5.3 within 95% accuracy. I don't know how you can be aware of that, or hear something about that and just ignore it, or not go deeper into it, because this is some really significant stuff that if you were aware of this rule in the past, you would have been able to essentially predict the top and exit at the top within a 95% accuracy. So I'm giving it a lot of my attention. I'm really trying to understand this 5.3 rule and why it is what it is, why Bitcoin's price is coded to diminish at a rate of 5.3 cycle after cycle, and how to tie that into the macro, right? How does this 5.3 rule fit into the projects that I'm investing in, right? The utility coins, right? Because thus far, Bitcoin has been the market leader, right? And we usually see alt season after Bitcoin goes into price discovery. So does that mean that if the top's already in, that we're not going to have an alt season? Meme coins have kind of had their alt season, kind of. But a lot of, the coins that with real utility are still very suppressed and very oversold. And so, no, I don't think that means that this 5.3 rule. And if the top is in, that those coins won't go into price appreciation. Again, I think we are at a critical shift in this entire market. This entire market is about to change. And I think we'll see new market leaders emerge and take Bitcoin's spot, And I said, I believe that coin is XRP. But yeah, what Bitcoin does from here is really going to be telling about what is to come, in my opinion. So let's move on here. I want to pivot to talk about just how ridiculous it is to invest in Bitcoin. Now, I know that sounds harsh, and if you do have Bitcoin, I have nothing against you. I get it, right? It's been the best performing asset of all time. I totally get it, but when you see what I'm about to show you, it really puts things into perspective. So I want to pivot now to looking at some numbers, and we're going to compare some numbers between XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum. Everyone should be doing what's best for their financial situation, in accordance with their investment thesis, right? We're all in different financial situations, and I get it. Bitcoin can be seen as a store of value, right? It's been the best performing asset of all time. But I don't think that's going to continue, right? Nothing lasts forever. And so, but just check this out, okay? So I have here XRP, all right, and I have two fibs pulled. I have a macro fib and a micro fib, okay? So if we measure from this cycle's low around 29-ish cents, all right, and then we measure up to not even to the 1.618 of the macro fib, but we measure up to $24 roughly, about $24, okay? I consider 22 to 24 dollars a moderately conservative price target for XRP. All right, I think it could go much higher than 20-ish, 22 to $26 is really what the charts say. So, but I think it could go much higher into the hundreds of dollars. So that's a somewhat conservative estimate for XRP. Now that's an 8,000% gain from the low, right? From this cycle low in 2022. All right, 8,000%. Keep that number in mind. And this is why it makes way more sense to hold XRP than Bitcoin. All right, because in order for Bitcoin to get an 8,000% gain, it would have to go to $1.2 million. $1.2 million. I know a lot of people say, oh, Bitcoin to $1 million, but when you look at things like the 5.3 rule, when you look at another chart I'm about to show y'all of Bitcoin's all-time, chart history, and you zoom out, you see this diminishing rate of return, right? It's undeniable. $1.2 million sounds very unrealistic to me. 8,000% is from the low of XRP is a somewhat conservative estimate for XRP. But for Bitcoin, that's really reaching. That's really asking for it. All right, now just ask yourself, do you see Bitcoin getting to $1.2 million in a couple years? Because I don't. Where's that money coming from? Where is that money going to come from? Comment down below if you know where the money is going to come from to get Bitcoin to $1.2 million. Because I don't know. All right, it's not coming from retail, right? I think Bitcoin's pretty saturated already with retail, right? We got the ETF, we got the boomers in to get one last pump. All right, where is the money coming from to get Bitcoin to $1.2 million? All right, Ethereum, same thing. Please ignore all the crazy other drawings I have. We're doing the same thing. The low on Ethereum was like $900. To get an 8,000% move on Ethereum, we'd have to see a $71,000 Ethereum. All right. Now ask yourself if you think that is possible within a couple years. I'm not telling you guys to do anything, right? All I'm doing is showing you, I'm just revealing the prices that Bitcoin and Ethereum have to get to in order to get the same move that you could get in XRP if XRP gets to, what I think is a conservative price target. So I know I made that whole point much longer than it needed to be, but I wanted to share that with you guys so you could see, if you're expecting Bitcoin and Ethereum to perform this, somewhat similar to some of these other, cryptos, I think a lot of people are going to be surprised. So then, with that out of the way, let's move on to something very interesting that I found with the 5.3 rule. What we are looking at here is the all-time chart for Bitcoin. All right, the vertical yellow lines you see are the halving dates. All right, and then you can see this very long arc that I have here. This is the support, the support line that Bitcoin is held up, pretty much since inception. And the question is if the 5.3 rule continues to play out after this cycle, let's just, let's have some fun. Let's imagine for a moment that the top is in, okay? 73,800 is the current top. Let's say that that's the top for this cycle. Let's say Bitcoin, goes down to, I don't know, like 40K. We're having fun, right? This is totally hypothetical. Take it with a grain of salt. What I wanted to figure out is, what does the future of Bitcoin look like if the 5.3 rule continues to play out even after this cycle? Spoiler alert, if it does, we're going to be breaking through this blue channel sometime in 2027 or 2028. All right, that will be I can't believe I'm about to say this, but potentially the end of Bitcoin. All right. Now, because why I say that is because Bitcoin has never broken below, I guess it did right there, just a wick right there. But with this 5.3 rule, the upper limit of Bitcoin is now getting severely limited because, as you know, if you're up to date on the 5.3 rule, my videos I've made on it, we should get around a 400% gain this cycle, which gives us about a 77K Bitcoin if we hit it exactly. There's a there's like a 5% discrepancy. All right. So this one right here is the cycle we're currently in. This is your 400-ish% gain. This is a little higher, but you know, it's in the ballpark. That's what matters. All right, let's give Bitcoin a little bit of leeway. All right, so 407 divided by 5.3. All right, that gives you 76. All right, so this is wrong. I need to make this 76. Dang, okay. See? All right, so it's like it's having us top out below 100,000. All right, so, you know, and this is how it would play out. Let me draw this out for you guys, all right? Let's just say we have some kind of crazy crash, all right? Let's say we have like some kind of tether, black swan event, and there's a crazy crash in Bitcoin. It goes down to like 40K, all right? This is extreme, all right? But just, you know, we're just having fun right now, all right? So, big crash, all right? Then we have, you know, flip the switch, whatever, liquidity comes into the ISO tokens, but not really Bitcoin. And we see as the, you know, XRP and XLM and everything else is going to the moon, some of that liquidity comes back into Bitcoin. All right, and we have like a secondary pump into 2025. Oops, I went a little too high right there, but you know, we get to 77,000. All right, that was the on the number 5.3 rule prediction for this cycle. All right, it's kind of a weird cycle. So that's the top there. All right, then we have a little correction in 2026, you know, the end of 2025. All right, and then we retest this blue line again that Bitcoin keeps coming back to. All right, so that's just one, you know, kind of wacky scenario that is in accordance with this 5.3 rule, as well as this blue line. All right, support line, support arc, whatever you want to call it. All right, so after we bottom out, the next gain we should experience is 76% gain according to the 5.3 rule. All right, so from 44-ish thousand, maybe we wick a little bit lower, you know, but from there we should experience a 76% gain. So let's say, you know, we kind of just range up here, and then, you know, we're still under 100K, but once we hit that 76% move, as the 5.3 rule predicted, that's still like 77K. All right, and that should be the end of that cycle. Also notice how these cycles, these lines keep getting shorter and shorter. Let's just take a quick moment to notice that. See how this one is super long? See, this one goes all the way down there. So that's long. This one's a little bit shorter. This one's a little bit shorter. This one's a little bit shorter. All right, we keep getting shorter as we are approaching the apex of this peak, right? As Bitcoin's gains are diminishing each cycle. So it would make sense to expect the cycles to get shorter and shorter if this 5.3 rule continues to play out. Keep in mind though, this gets rid of the 4-year cycle theory. This 5.3 rule does not coincide with that, because when we go back here, these first two cycles were not even 4 years long, right? We had this first cycle and then this next one that was really within 4 years. So we had two 5.3 rule theory cycles within a 4-year cycle. All right, then we had another one and another one within the 4-year cycle. Right, it's also kind of like a as above so below. In the beginning, right, we had the time length of the 5.3 cycle was very short. All right, even though the gains were exponential, the timing of it was very quick. Well, the timing of it as this, you know, is coming to an end is also going to be quick. All right, so let's continue our simulation here. All right, so we top out under 100K again. You know, we come back down to this blue line, maybe only around, you know, 66,000. You know, basically at this point, Bitcoin is just ranging the peak of the 5.3 rule before Bitcoin's price is literally forced to go below this blue arc, support arc here, The 5.3 rule forces Bitcoin's price to go below this arc, which has never happened before. At least, it's never traded, multiple days, multiple weeks below this blue line. It's always used it as support. All right. Well, the 5.3 rule has also never deviated, right? The 5.3 rule has always been in effect since Bitcoin's inception, just like this line here. But these two, things that have been in effect since Bitcoin's inception are essentially canceling each other out by 2027. By 2028, essentially. December of 2027 is when one of these rules, whether it's the 5.3 rule or this support arc, is going to have to become invalid. All right, so if the 5.3 rule becomes invalid, but this support arc remains true, then Bitcoin will have to, invalidate the 5.3 rule and go much higher. All right, now, based on our fundamental understanding of utility cryptos versus the fraudulent market, whatnot, etc., I see it much more likely that this support line gets invalidated and the 5.3 rule remains true. That means that in 2028, basically, December of 2027, according to everything we've discussed thus far, that could be a shift in Bitcoin from, we've been in an uptrend on the macro chart since Bitcoin's inception. Well, nothing lasts forever, right? So eventually it would make sense for us to change into a downtrend. All right. Just like the Bitcoin rainbow chart, I love that chart because it's not a rainbow. A real rainbow is an arc, right? It goes up at first, but eventually it goes back down. So, and that, guys, Bitcoin is just a cultural moment. That's really what it is. And the 5.3 rule is what we're seeing with it is the energy fizzling out of Bitcoin at a rate of 5.3. That's what this is. All right. And that energy is going to move into a different set of assets that are better technologies, that are actually solving problems and creating utility for our financial system and in the world that we're moving into, right? We're at this massive shift that I've talked about so much on this channel. We're at a changing of the age, literally. And Bitcoin is just a little moment in that. All right. When you really zoom out, Bitcoin's just a little blip. This whole market is destined to change. All right. And I think we're really looking at some very high level stuff in this video. All right. So just kind of summarizing all this up, because I know I went all over the place, but just kind of summing all this up, right? If the 5.3 rule continues to be true, and if this, super macro support arc for Bitcoin continues to be the support arc, by 2027, if both of these rules continue, one of them is going to have to fail. One of them is going to have to become invalidated. And I personally am more leaning towards this arc failing, this support arc failing, around 2027-ish. That is if the network even survives that long, right? Remember, guys, more than 51% of the network is controlled by two entities, and it's getting more centralized after every halving. So we just had a halving. We should only expect Bitcoin to become more centralized now, and that is just opening up the possibility for a 51% attack, which could definitely harm the network, all right? So I'm not going to predict there's going to be a 51% attack in 2027. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is look at the data, and it shows that 2027 is going to be an interesting year for Bitcoin. Crazy stuff, right? No one's talking about this. We really are here at Master Your Reality, what I consider the pinnacle of cryptocurrency research. All right. I know that's a big statement, but I watch a lot of other researchers, guys, and I don't see anyone, you know, putting the entire puzzle together like we are here. All right, so thank you so much for everyone who's tuning into these videos. I hope that, you know, you're finding lots of value in these videos, and you know, I'm grateful for every single one of you. I know it's a really small channel right now, but I don't look at the numbers, guys. I don't care about the numbers. I'm putting this information out there to whoever needs to hear it, right? This video and this information will find those who it needs to find. It will go to the ears that need to hear this stuff. You know, this is my purpose. Every single video that I make is a part of my code and my purpose to share with the world. And I hope that I inspire you to create stuff that is, you know, a part of your purpose. Whatever your purpose is, I hope that I inspire you to pursue that, to be the master of your reality. But as with all of my crypto videos, this video has gone on much longer than I originally intended. But, you know, it is what it is. I appreciate everyone who's made it this far. The rest of this video, I'm just going to be briefly, I say briefly, but I'm going to try to be brief, just touching on a few of the opportunities that I see in this market right now. All right, so we're going to wrap up this video by showing you guys what I personally see as some amazing opportunities in this market, while things like Bitcoin and Ethereum are, you know, approaching, or if not, like Bitcoin has already broken its all-time high, previous all-time high. Ethereum's pretty close. So let's just do some quick measurements to see where the opportunity actually lies in this market as we are nearing the final moments of the fraudulent market. So Ethereum currently right now is only down about, you know, 27-ish, 28% from its all-time high. All right. Obviously, Bitcoin is at its previous all-time high essentially right now. Let's take a look at XRP. Now, XRP's all-time high obviously goes back much further, but let's just measure from its most recent, you know, last cycle all-time high at $1.90. So XRP is still down 75% from its all-time high. What about from its true all-time high? Let's do that measurement. I think it was 320. Let's measure 327. Sure, that's good enough. Man, 85% off. Fire sale, 85% off on XRP. Same thing for XLM. Let me go to the weekly chart so we can actually see what we're dealing with here. All right, so from XLM's actual all-time high, God, see guys, 90%. XLM, in my opinion, is the better buy right now. Stella, still almost 90% from its most recent all-time high. All right, how about QNT? All right, currently QNT is down 82% from its all-time high. 82% off on QNT. Amazing. All right, XDC. XDC 83% off on XDC. Algorand. Oh, I bet Algorand is oof. Oof. Algorand. Oof. Algorand is down 96% from its all-time high. Oof. That's still, Algorand's a beast. I'm buying more. All right, IOTA. IOTA has a similar thing where it has a, you know, pretty good all-time high. IOTA's probably also oof. Yeah, big oof. Damn, so 97% down. All right, 97% off. Fire sale on IOTA. Partnered with the European Commission. What is it? The European Blockchain Commission, whatever. All right, HBAR. H bar is currently 85. See, H bar had that big old pump recently from the BlackRock news, but H bar is still down 86% from its all-time high. Let's look at DAG, Constellation. I recently acquired some more of this token. 93% off. Wow, that's amazing. So those are the main ISO 222s. The last one I'll give y'all is Casper. We will look at Casper real quick. I gotta turn on the drawings for this one because this wick right here up to $30 is not its official all-time high, which is crazy because if you go to Coinbase's website, it says Casper's all-time high, right? Casper, CSPR, says its all-time high is $40. So someone on Coinbase paid $40 for Casper, for a single Casper token. Jeez Louise. Casper's actual all-time high is $1.33, and it recently made a new low, all-time low. It's down 98% right now. 98% off, guys. So Casper, 98%, and IOTA. What was IOTA again? IOTA is down, 97%. All right, so guys, IOTA is over the coins we reviewed, the second best opportunity in this market right now, according to the amount that it is down from its all-time high. Casper, show me another chart that is 98% down from its all-time high right now. You know, that actually has utility, that actually has real utility, that's actually solving a problem. You know, show me another chart that's 98% down that the coin is partnering with IBM, like Casper is, right? Show me another chart that the coin is, connected with Actus, which I believe is the organization that is like the oversight team on the ISO 222 standard, right? Something like that. Their Actus is like, I should know this, but Actus is connected with the ISO 222 standard. Check out Tokenizer. Tokenizer is the man when it comes to the deep fundamental research on this stuff, and he has a great video on Casper. You know what? I'll put it in the description. If you want to learn about Casper, I will put Tokenizer's video on Casper in the description because it's probably the best Casper video out there. Fundamental research. But yeah, Casper, show me another chart. Show me another chart that is down 98% and has as much utility and partnerships as Casper. I don't think it exists, but comment down below if it does, because I might buy some. Anyway, guys, so we covered a lot in this video. We covered a lot, and there's so many other tokens right now that are at amazing opportunities, but if you want the full rundown on those, you'll have to join the free Patreon, or the free Discord community, which will be free for a very limited time until we hit 1,000 subscribers. I have my entire portfolio posted in there. You can talk to me, ask me whatever questions you want. A community in there of like-minded individuals, other masters of their reality. So come on in, guys. We'd love to have you in there. I think the channel's about to hit 700 subs, so thank you for that. If you want to join it, click the link to the Patreon in the description. It will take you to my Patreon. All right, you don't have to subscribe to the Patreon to gain access to the Discord. Just click this link right here. Join the Master Your Reality private Discord for free. All right, but once we hit 1,000 subs, this link will no longer be here. So that's it, guys. Sorry this video went on for so long. I really hope that it was worth it and that you guys found information. Dang, you see those transfers there? Whatever that is, Binance or whatever, just went crazy on XRP. This site, by the way, is 3xrp.dev. 3 spelled out like THREEXRP.dev. Just a cool little visualizer of all of XRP's transactions across the globe. So anyway, guys, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought, if you have any questions or anything. All right. If you think that I am over the target, put a bullseye emoji in the comment section. I would appreciate that. All right. If this is resonating with you and you think I'm really revealing some stuff right here that not a lot of people are aware of, put a bullseye emoji in the target. I will really appreciate that. If you think that I am, completely off the target, I want to know too. Put whatever emoji that you want other than the bullseye emoji in the comment section. That will let me know that you think that I am cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy. All right. Oh man, I might have to redo this entire video because it's way too long. But anyway, guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in today. Much love and abundance to each of you. Seriously, I love you guys. Thank you for watching, and until next time, master your reality. Peace.